there everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jeanette Clegg, better known on Instagram and Facebook as Crafty Cleggs, and I now have my little shop open, my Etsy shop, and you can find me there on Crafty Clegg Creation. Welcome. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing and welcome to my channel. And if you're an old one, thank you very much for joining me again. Does that sound right, an old one? One that's already subscribed, I guess. Okay, firstly, I just wanted to say, regarding my health, my first appointment for my radiotherapy is next Friday. I've got to have 15 sessions, so it's over a 3-week period, and it's going to be, I think they said roughly about 12 minutes a day. So I think I'll probably be taking that time off work. I went to the hospital last Friday, the Friday just gone, and that just involved really measurements. You have a scan, they put you in a scanner, so you get undressed from the bottom up. They put you in the scan machine and they do lots of measurements, they mark you. When I'd finished, it looked like my breast had been drawn all over by a 2-year-old. There was all marks and dots and all sorts of things on there. And then they actually tattoo you in 3 different places. And I actually thought it was going to just be a semi-permanent tattoo. But no, it's going to be there forever. So they tattooed me, measured me, did all the, I think it's just to get you basically ready for, you have to be in the same position obviously every session that you have done. So it's to get you as comfortable as you possibly can be. It's like a dummy run really. So that was done on Friday. They gave me all my dates, which like I say start next Friday. In the middle of September, my best friend Susan and I, we always go away for a long weekend, for a girly weekend. We usually go, just all we do is craft and walk, eat lovely cake, maybe have the odd glass of wine or 2. And my treatment is sort of in the middle of that, and they were really good at the hospital. We go on Friday the 20th and come back on the 24th. And so the Monday and the Friday appointments, the Friday one they gave me really, really early in the morning so I'd have my day free. And the Monday one they gave me quite late at night, actually the latest I think they could give me. So I had all my Monday free. So I was really pleased about that, because I didn't really want to miss out on my girly weekend, because it's a long time to wait for another 12 months, isn't it really? So I was pleased about that. And yeah, other than that, there's nothing really to tell you anything else regarding my health. I feel fine. My wound has healed really, really well. I've just noticed yesterday actually that at one end of the scar there's like this little tiny black mark sticking out, and I think it's a suture that's obviously an internal suture, and it's just sort of poking through my skin a tiny little bit. So I'm going to have a word with them when I go next Friday and see if maybe we can cut it off or pull it out or get rid of it. It's only small, but it's so irritant. It keeps catching on all my bra, and every time, obviously, because I know it's there, it's obviously driving me mad. Like I say, it's so small, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't do really, but yeah, I'm gonna see if we can either get rid of it or maybe pull it out. Or I did actually say to my husband this morning I might have a go at pulling it out, but like he said, you don't know what's on the inside that you might be messing with, so probably I'd be best not to do that. So yeah, that's that with my health. And the other thing, well, the most exciting thing I want to tell you about, my daughter and her partner Justina went on holiday not last week, the week before, to Ibiza. As you all know, my daughter's a dentist, and she actually went to Ibiza to do a 2-day course. So they decided that they would tag 5 days on the beginning of the holiday to take a bit of an holiday, because they haven't really had much of an holiday. They've been really busy and they've got lots of things going on in their life, so really haven't managed to have an holiday this year. And about a month ago, Justina, her partner, rang myself and said that she was going to ask Katie to marry her while she was on holiday. So whilst they was there, Justina had sort of organised this day out on a beautiful island. It just sounded beautiful for her and Katie just to spend the day. My daughter Katie is very much a bookworm, so she reads a lot. And so she decided to take her to this beautiful place where they could spend some time on the beach, relax, do some reading. And she asked her to marry her, and Katie said yes. So that was absolutely fantastic news. So I was really pleased about that. Katie and Justina are going to get married. I will put a little picture of them in between this roundabout here. My daughter is the blonde haired, and then Justina, and the little boy Maddox, he's Justina's son from her first relationship. Well, not first, but from a previous relationship. And everybody's really happy, so it was fantastic news. Really, really pleased. So if you're watching this, Katie and Justina, congratulations, girls. We're all very happy for you. Okay then, so I'm going to show you a couple of my things that I'm working on at the moment. The first one that I'm working on, again, my friend Susan and I, we went to Black Sheep Yarns in Warrington, and it was actually Sue that found this, not me, and she saw this and she's really, really wanted to make it. The yarn that it was made in, it was beautiful yarn. I don't know what it was called, so there's no point in me telling you. It was beautiful yarn, but really, really expensive. I think we worked it out and it was about £67 the yarn to do this shawl. And because it looks quite a complicated shawl, we decided what we'd do first is try it in a decent yarn. It's not a rubbishy yarn, but we'd try it in a cheaper yarn that wasn't quite as expensive to see how we got on with it. And then if we liked it, and we could do it, because I was quite concerned that we wouldn't be able to do it, then maybe later on we would treat ourselves to get the correct yarn. So it's called the Butterfly, and it's a thing. It was supposed to be done in fingering weight, and it's a short row shawl. I'll show you the picture, and then I'll show you what I've done. So this is, let me see, can you see that? This is the actual picture of it. Can you see? Yeah. And the yarn that we've both done it in the same yarn. One's a variegated yarn and one's a solid yarn. So this is the variegated one that I've used. This is the Hayfield Spirit double knit, and I think it has got a percentage of wool in it. Yeah, it has. It's an 80% acrylic and a 20% wool, and it's the Hayfield Spirit. And so that's the main one, that's the variegated one. And then this one, which is a solid colour, which is the contrast yarn, is the Jorrel Heritage, and that's the classic DK rich wool. Now, I know that this one's got quite a lot of wool in it. Let me see if I can find it. 55% wool, 25% acrylic and 20% nylon. So those are the yarns that we've used, and these are the colours that I've chosen. It's a bit difficult to show you really because it's starting to get quite big now, so you can't really open it up and get the full effect of it, if you like, but I will show you. So let me just, sorry about this, let me just bear with me 1 second. So there it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's absolutely beautiful. I really do like it. To be fair, I've pulled it back a few times. I made a few mistakes. It's not difficult to do, don't get me wrong. It is literally all garter stitch and short row knitting. But it's one of those patterns that you really, really have to concentrate, because you constantly have to count how many stitches you've done. You have to do a wrap and a turn, and then you go back and then you do more wraps and turns, so you have to be really, really careful. But I'm really pleased with how it's working out, and I do like how the colours are coming out. The colourway is really quite nice. So going off this, I think I probably will be treating myself to the other yarn. It might have to be a Christmas treat maybe, for over Christmas maybe. You know me, Christmas knitting. Everybody does Christmas knitting, don't they? So that's that one. And like I say, I've really enjoyed it. Susan's a little bit further on than I am, because she did start hers before me. It took me a while to get hold of me, and not because it was hard to get hold of, but just because I couldn't get out for different reasons, and work commitments, and one thing and another. So yeah, really pleased with that. Talking about work, I am back at work, as probably a lot of you know. This weekend there was a stitching show at Harrogate where the lady that I work for, she always attends that show, always takes a little shop over there, and I went to work with her yesterday. We went to the show together, and I worked at Harrogate show, and it's a lovely show. It's very friendly. It's mainly a quilting show. It's a stitching and quilting show. And Harrogate's such a nice place. I really enjoy going there. I have to say, I was tired when I come home. It's a long day. She picked me up yesterday at 7:15 in the morning, so I was up about, I think it was about 6:15. And I didn't get home till, I think it was about 6:30, sorry, 20 to 7. So it was a really long day. So last night I was in bed for, well, maybe 9:30, 9:45. I did watch a little bit of a vlog on my iPad, but I couldn't keep my eyes open, so I did succumb to sleep. I was shattered. So that's nice. I'm still, I'm doing a little bit at work. I'm trying to not be silly, not overdo it, which is easier said than done, because you all know that I work in a lovely shop, a lovely fabric stroke yarn shop, and it's easy, to go to work because it doesn't feel like it, but sometimes you just have to take things a little bit easier, don't you? And I tend to not listen to my body so much sometimes, and get a bit carried away and think I'm 57 now, and I still, 56, sorry, and I still think I'm 22 and I can do the 18-hour day that I used to, and unfortunately I can't. Anyway, enough about that. So my second project that I want to show you is, I've talked about this before, it's a lunar lapping. This is the one. I started this lunar lapping bunny actually just before Christmas last year. I've got, and again I'm sure everybody's the same, I've got so many UFOs, and I'm trying to very slowly get through them all, taking me some time, because of the blip in my health as well. So that's not been very helpful, because sometimes I don't really feel like doing very much. But I am slowly trying to plough through them all. And I come across this the other day when I was trying to tidy my craft room up. And I thought, I'm going to get that out and finish it off, because I really do like my lunar lapping bunnies. And I'm going to get a shelf. My husband's going to put me a nice shelf up in my craft room just for my lunar bunnies. So yeah, so let me show you this one anyway. There's not really much to show you, to be fair. The craft bag the project bag that it's in, I made, and it's just like a clear vinyl sewing, can you see? Just like a clear vinyl project bag. I think, to be fair, this design is for mainly sewing. I did it in a Mickey Mouse fabric, with the vinyl at the front and just a zipper pouch. It's brilliant because you can see what's in. I've got quite a few of these. I actually might make a few of these and put them in my Etsy shop, and see how well they sell. They're really good for small projects, and you can see through them. Right, so this is the head of my Luna. Can you see her? She's not been made. There's no features on her or anything. It's just a head. This fabric that's on it is my husband bought it for me. He was working in Liberty. This is Liberty, a London fabric. I think this is their Christmas print from last year, and my husband bought me this when he was working away in London last year. So that's the head. I've just done the head and the ears, and I'm on to one of the legs, and her paw is, it's upside down. Her paw is the Liberty as well. So that's really all I've got to show you of that. But I've cut it all out. It's all cut out, her legs and her body and her arms. So hopefully I'm going to get that finished pretty soon. So that'll be another thing that I can show you. Like I said, my husband worked away last year in London or maybe for about 3 months. He came home on the weekends, but he was away for about 3 months, and he rang me up one night and said to me, I'm in Liberty, is there any kind of fabric that you'd like? And I just said, oh, just choose me anything nice. And he did actually. He chose me, he came home with a couple of different meters of the Liberty fabric, and that being one of them. But the trouble with me is when I get nice fabric like that, I never want to use it. I just think it looks nice on the shelf, and I never really want to use it and cut it up, because I think if I cut it up and do anything wrong, it's such a shame. Anyway, I took the courage and I decided to cut it up. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you, it's a skein of yarn from the Lay Family Yarns. I bought this maybe about a month ago. I think it was when she was dying for Christmas. It's a Christmas dye. It's called the Holly and the Ivy. It's a beautiful looking yarn. I really love it. I've not wound it on yet because I do love things like this. But I was watching a podcast of Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful, and she's doing a Strictly Come Dancing sock along. So I've joined her Ravelry group. This is what I'm going to use for my sock along. I'm not brilliant at socks. It's going to take me a while, and like Ali says, I think the only rules are that you have to start and finish your socks within the time scale of the programme. So I'm hoping that, I think it's on for about 2 months, isn't it? So I'm hoping that 2 months is going to give me enough time to finish the socks for them. But I've been on this website again recently, this Lay Family Yarns, and they've got some beautiful yarns, and I'd just love to buy every one of them, but obviously financially you can't afford to do that. Well, I can't. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't. This is a luxury one for me, this, so I'm looking forward to using that. I'm going to wind it. Yeah, I'll maybe leave it like that for another week. I can keep looking at it, but then I will wind it, getting ready for me. I'm not sure, but I think Strictly starts on the 8th of September. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. So I need to get it, wound into a cake for them. Might even make myself a new Christmas project bag just to go with it, maybe. Don't know yet. Okay, the next thing, this is going to be a Christmas gift. So I will show it to you, but I'm not going to say who it's going to be for, because just in case this person watches this, I don't mind them seeing it, but you'll all have to wonder if it's for you. We went to Black Sheep. My husband and I went to Black Sheep a couple of weeks ago just for a ride out, because the weather was rubbish and we was fed up of being in the house, so we just went for a ride out. And we went to Black Sheep, and I'd never noticed this wool in Black Sheep before. I love Shepy's yarn, as you all know, and the patterns that they do, I also like the patterns too. I think they're so reasonably priced. Their patterns are £1 each. Anyway, oh, excuse me. Anyway, I came across this. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a cowl, and it's done in the Sheepy's Merino Soft. And I can't believe it only takes one ball of each. I actually asked the lady when I was there, I said, is this pattern right? That just doesn't seem, excuse me, itching my eye. I said, that just doesn't seem like enough yarn, but apparently it is, and the meterage is quite good on this. So I bought this. It's the Shepy's Merino Soft, and it's like in a very smoky grey and a light grey. So I'm going to try and cast that on as well sometime soon to make this, and that's going to be a gift for somebody. So I hope everybody who's watching it at home that you like it, because it might be for you. So yeah, that was another one. I've been experimenting recently, because you all know I've opened my little Etsy shop now. There is a link on, if you go on my Facebook, oh actually no, it's not on my Facebook. If you go on my Instagram feed, Crafty Cleggs, there is a link there, and it's Linktree, and you go on it and it takes you to my Etsy shop, my Facebook page, and to this channel on YouTube. just go and have a look, check it out, see what you think. But because I've opened my little shop, I've been experimenting with different kinds of things. Obviously, I'm going to try and I want to put a few different things in my shop. I don't just want to do project bags, although I do love making project bags, but I'm also an avid crocheter as well. And I do have quite a few things that I make that I've sold in the past and people have really appreciated and liked. So I'm going to have a go at maybe making a couple of crocheted things as well. We'll see how that goes. But I did like, I have put it on my Instagram feed, and I did like a little prototype of a very, very simple but effective drawstring bag. And here it is. I don't know if you've seen it on my Instagram feed. It's only a tiny little bag, but it's sort of self-boxed, if you know what I mean. This is only a 6" by 6", so it's not very good. It's not very big, I mean. It's ideal. It's brilliant for holding a cake that's wound. So if you're making socks, that'd be brilliant for holding, you know, a wound cake. I've put the little tulip ornate drawstrings on the end, and I just think it's absolutely brilliant. But it could just be about a tad bit too small, I think. I don't know, what do you think? Give me some feedback on what you think about that. It's a really, really nice, it's not my pattern, it's a pattern that I bought. It's a really, really nice little bag, dead easy to make. Yeah, but unfortunately I just think it's a little bit too small, so I'm going to try and scale it up. Maybe see if I can get it a little bit bigger, don't know, we'll see how it turns out. And the last thing that I'm going to show you, I started this, probably about 3 months ago. I have so many different things on the go, and a lot of what I do is crochet, as you know. And I started this about 3 months ago, and like I say, I was going through all my whips and decided I've got to get some of these out. So this is another one that I've got out. It's in my cat in the hat bag. I made this for myself probably about 12 months ago. I ordered this fabric. I had to order this fabric online, and I could only get it from the States. And I think the fabric for a metre was about $14. And to have it shipped here, and I think I paid a little bit of duty on it, I can't remember now, but I think a metre of this cost me about £30. Sorry about that, my battery's running low. I might have to go off and give it a bit of a charge. Hopefully not, I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back now. I've charged up my phone a little bit. Last thing that I wanted to show you, like I say, I started this a while ago. I showed you my bag, which I love. And this is, let me show you. It's called Mother to Be crochet pattern, and I don't know if any of you have ever seen these faceless ornaments. I think they're so popular, everybody has them. Well, everybody's seen them. You can get them mostly in well-known jewellery shops. You can get them in Hallmark card shops, and I think, you know, you can get them online and such like. Anyway, so this is what I'm crocheting at the moment. Can you see that? It's called Mother to Be. It's lovely, isn't it? And when I show it you, it looks a bit odd. Let me tell you, it looks odd because obviously I've nowhere near finished it. I've done the body. So this is the body with the pregnant bump. So that's the body. And if you turn it sideways, that's the bump there. This is the head. And then this is the start of a hair. So that's the head, that little round ball. It's just a plain round ball. And then I think this is a head, the start of a hair, and then you crochet, I think, bits into the hair, into the hat, and I think you wrap it round, I think it's one of those where you wrap the wool round a pencil or a thin straw, wet it and let it dry, and it all dries curly. And so that's the start of a head. So I've literally got 2 arms to do, the hair and the blanket, so hopefully I'll have that finished next time. I've used Serdar cotton 4-ply for this, which I love this cotton. I use a lot of this cotton for a lot of my crochet. In fact, 95% of the time when I crochet in cotton. I do use acrylic on the odd times, and if obviously I'm making blankets and such like, I always use acrylic, just because it's easy to wash, really easy to stick in the washer. And really, that's all I've got to show you. Yeah, nothing else to show you. And so I'll leave it there. Hope everybody's okay. Thank you very much for watching my YouTube vlog, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much, everyone, and take care.